now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
I was very much upset when the president indicated that he had a mandate, and I understand that they've been using this mandate to do things that can be harmful to poor people. And I told him in no uncertain terms that he didn't have a mandate to cut Medicaid. Medicaid is for poor people.
Now, you just watched Congressman Al Green get removed from the House chamber during President Trump's address last night, and heard why he told me last night he said what he did. But now it raises questions about the potential consequences of his bold protest. Staying up late with us tonight, we have with us Dr. Dietrich von Biedenfeld and Dr. David Branham. What is he facing now, Dr. Branham?
Almost certainly he'll be censured for his actions, which will be a penalty in the House. And I think, in all honesty, he's more than happy to give up that penalty for doing what he did. I mean, this was about his constituents and him protecting his constituents and feeling that this is something he had to do and just taking a stand. I think, you know, this is going to be something he'll easily be able to overcome, I think, and he'll continue to be a member of Congress. So I think this is probably a pretty good strategy for him to put himself forward as a person who really probably dislikes Donald Trump more than any member of Congress. Right up there at the top. He's tried to get him impeached. So this is just a continuation of that.
And of course, he's still trying to work on impeachment. Does this impede the impeachment process that he's trying to go after, Congressman Green, against President Trump?
Absolutely not. Both bases have really solidified and become extreme, and so at the end of the day, a public reprimand in the form of censure is not going to cost him anything, because the votes he had were the ones that he was already counting on, and the Republican majority was already going to discount it. It's just very interesting to see how strenuous he was with this, knowing that he could be removed by the Sergeant at Arms. This is not new. I know one of the commentators, Candace, was talking about, you know, sort of ghetto behavior, and you say, well, first of all, going back to Poland in World War II, I don't know if this is appropriate to just.
I mean, you can look at England now and how their legislators go back and forth.
Right. So I think that's a kind of loaded language. But at the end of the day, Marjorie Taylor Greene has done things like this very inappropriately, in my opinion, as an attorney. Justice Alito saying you lie. The judiciary is supposed to sit on their hands. We've had that tackiness. And then Congressman Weber, my representative, who was sort of shooing Congressman Green out, he has also sort of tackily said things to the president. So we've gone from
so when we say president, which president?
President Obama.
Okay, and so people can have context.
Right. And so in those senses, you know, what's right today is wrong tomorrow, and vice versa. And we've moved from a civilized society where representatives can clap or sit to one where they yell out insults, where they continue to berate each other. And that lack of civility, I think, is really indicative of the society and divisiveness that we're seeing permeating.
Do we see more of this? Will we see more of this in the future, guys?
I think almost certainly. The rules are changing, and the change is not stopping. I mean, we're not going to go one level and just stop there. I think there's going to be a push. And in this case, the push was there. And as you know, Dr. von Biedenfeld said, I don't think that there's going to be a big enough penalty here to be an incentive not to keep pushing. So I think this is something you're going to see. And you know, he talked about him being escorted out. I think that there's a chance he just didn't want to stay. I mean, Bernie Sanders was out of there halfway through. He just couldn't take it anymore. So I think that was part of it as well. It just wasn't a fun day for him.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we may see you tomorrow. Will you come if we promise you crawfish?
Well, for crawfish.
Okay, got it. Thank you guys for joining us.